We're handed a blueprint the moment we can understand it. Get good grades, go to a good school, and lock down a secure, well-paying job. Millions of people execute this exact sequence to the letter. They put in the hours, they get the degree, and yet they look at their bank accounts and feel completely stuck. The financial freedom they were promised never actually materializes. If you are struggling to build real wealth, it rarely has anything to do with your work ethic. You are likely working incredibly hard. The issue is the instruction manual itself. Our education system subtly programs us with 4 objectively false beliefs about how money actually works, and these beliefs actively cap your earning potential. To actually build wealth and truly control your own time, you have to tear up that traditional blueprint and unlearn the very rules society told you would keep you safe. The first trap is the assumption that a job is the only mechanism for making money. We are taught to treat the word job and the word income as exact synonyms. Wealth is driven by a simple equation: value created multiplied by the percentage captured. With an employment contract, the employer takes the risk, shrinking your capture rate to a tiny fraction. By building your own business, you control the multiplier, keeping a much larger slice. A traditional job is just one highly inefficient vehicle for capturing value. Conflating that single inefficient vehicle with the only way to survive establishes a permanent ceiling on your finances. The second trap is psychological. From a very young age, pop culture and casual conversations teach us to view money with suspicion and to treat the act of selling as something sleazy. We picture the aggressive used car salesman or the Wall Street shark. We are conditioned to see commerce as an adversarial attack, a zero-sum interaction where someone has to get totally ripped off for someone else to make a profit. In reality, a functioning economy relies on the exact opposite. A true sale is an offer. It is a mutually beneficial exchange where you hand over money for a coffee or pay an accountant to handle your taxes, and both parties walk away better off than they were before. If you hold on to the belief that selling makes you a bad person, you will self-sabotage. You will feel too guilty to ever offer your own skills or services to the world. Maintaining a sense of moral superiority about avoiding sales does not make you noble. It guarantees you will spend your life financially dependent on an employer who has no problem selling on your behalf. The third illusion to break is that acquiring valuable skills requires expensive formal training, Ivy League credentials, and a gatekeeper's approval. Even in highly regulated fields, the reality of how learning happens has shifted. Medical students at the world's most prestigious universities are taught theory in grand lecture halls. But when it comes time to learn the practical mechanics of a physical exam, they go home and watch free tutorial videos on the internet. For centuries, knowledge was physically locked away in specific buildings, heavily guarded by institutions that dictated exactly who was allowed to learn and practice. That barrier no longer exists. Today's highest leverage skills, things like copywriting, digital marketing, software development, and AI automation, are completely open source. The information is available on weekends and evenings, requiring absolutely zero external permission to master. Waiting for a formal degree to validate your ability to solve a problem is a massive self-imposed tax. Self-education is the single greatest lever for capturing wealth in the modern economy. The final barrier is fear. We are taught that stepping off the conventional path to start a business or invest in the market is recklessly gambling with your survival. We picture a chaotic trading floor, terrified of losing our life savings on a single bad stock pick. This exaggerated, high-stress stereotype scares everyday people away from participating in the mechanisms that actually build long-term wealth. But consider the actual risk of a traditional 9-to-5 job. You have a single point of failure. A corporate restructuring, a merger, or just a bad quarter can completely zero out your entire income overnight, and it is entirely out of your control. True risk mitigation looks very different. It means building diversified income streams across multiple clients. It means taking your savings and steadily putting it into broad market index funds. An index fund is an investment portfolio designed to automatically track a specific market benchmark, spreading your money across hundreds of top companies at once.
This drastically lowers your risk compared to relying on a single corporate paycheck.
Financial security doesn't come from hiding inside an institution and hoping they take care of you. It comes from unlearning the script you were handed, taking total ownership of the value you create, and developing the courage to capture it yourself.